Hello, Facebook friends. I wanted to give you a vibrant thought for the day. Sometimes it is good and healthy to get triggered. I say sometimes because there's always an exception to every rule. Um, but I just wanted to share, oftentimes our culture says avoid triggers, avoid pain. And we get really upset sometimes with culture, with ourselves, with God, when we encounter pain and when we encounter emotional pain or physical pain. And I read a book a while back called The Gift of Pain by Dr. Paul Brand and Philip Yancey, and it was so kind of mind-blowing for me. At the time, I struggled with chronic pain, and the title just kind of slapped me in the face, The Gift of Pain. I was like, what in the world? I need to read this because pain does not feel like a gift right now. And I didn't have a day that went by that I wasn't in pain in some way. And as I read the book, it was about this doctor who studied leprosy, which is now called Hansen's disease. And he went to leprosy colonies and studied this disease that they used to think caused your fingers and toes to just like deteriorate and fall off. But what he actually found was that was not the case at all. The disease of leprosy actually affected the nerves in your body so that you no longer felt pain as well, specifically, especially in the hands and the feet. And so people didn't have that normal protection of pain as a signal to tell them when they're injuring themselves. And so he actually watched somebody with leprosy walk off of a sidewalk and they broke their foot and they were walking on top of their foot that was broken and they had no idea because they couldn't feel the pain. And so in order to try to help these people not injure themselves, he tried to come up with an artificial pain system to help them not injure themselves. And the story I remember was a mechanic that would keep injuring his hands because he would yank on the wrench too hard and end up like cutting himself because he didn't have any sense of pressure or like how hard he was wrenching on the wrench. And so he created these gloves that he could wear that would send a signal to him or a light or something and tell him. And what he found is it didn't work at all. Because unless there was some actual pain, he wouldn't stop. He would just keep going until he injured himself. So he actually devised the gloves a different way and created something that would come up and under the armpit where they can more often feel pain because leprosy more often affects the nerves in the hands and the feet. So he would have something that would come up under the arm and actually shock the person so that they would recognize that they were and cause some pain to stop them when he was wrenching too hard on it. And he watched this guy with these gloves on using this, and he actually watched this guy wince in pain because he was wrenching too hard and he was going to injure himself. And he went and took out the pain mechanism, like unplugged it basically, so that he could do what he wanted to do. And it really struck me that the Lord has given us a gift in pain, both emotional and physical, because it is a warning label, it's a warning system. Does it sometimes get broken? Yes. And we end up with chronic pain when we shouldn't or something like that. But it's a warning system that is a gift to us to help be that red flag to say, hey, you're doing something in your life that's not healthy. You're doing something that is causing pain, or somebody else is doing something that is causing pain in your life, and you need to pay attention to this area of your life. Or it's going, hey, there's an injury here. There's a wound here that needs attention. You know, you cut yourself accidentally and you go and there's pain because your body's going, hey, pay attention. Have you ever cut yourself and you didn't even realize it until you looked down and saw the blood, or until it had been there long enough you actually started to feel the pain? And so it's that signal back to us to say, hey, you need to pay attention. And emotional pain is often saying, hey, this person in your life, you may need to double, triple think, should I be in relationship with them? They're causing me pain. Or do I need to have a conversation with them because they're causing me pain? Or do I need to set up boundaries in my life because it's causing me pain? Or am I causing myself emotional pain because I'm working too hard, I'm not resting enough, or I'm not taking care of my emotions by paying attention to them, journaling, doing what I need to do to stay healthy. And so that warning light, if we unplug our emotions, if we stop paying attention to our emotions, is actually very dangerous, just like leprosy, in that we no longer have access to that warning light telling us, hey, something's wrong and you need to pay attention. You need to change something you're doing in your life. And so if you're struggling with feeling shut down, overwhelmed, blank, emotionally, those are warning signals in and of themselves, because it's like unplugging the check oil light in your car and thinking everything's going to be fine. All it's going to do is mean you're going to burn through the engine, because you're not going to remember. If you're like any normal person, you're not going to remember unless that light comes on that you need to change the oil in your car. And so those lights, those warning lights of those emotions and those feelings are really, really important to tune into, so that we can pay attention and make adjustments and make changes. Like the mechanic, if he had normal pain, he would change the grip of how he was holding the wrench, or he would go get a different tool to do it so that he wouldn't cut himself, because he wouldn't want that pain. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're struggling with any of those things and you need somebody to walk through that with you, feel free to contact me through vibrantlifeconsulting.com. I love to walk alongside of people as they're working through their pain, as they're working through their triggers of like, why do I keep getting triggered in this event? Or why do I keep feeling pain in this event? Or in this situation in my life? I love helping people work through that stuff. So contact me through vibrantlifeconsulting.com, or contact a counselor or a friend that you trust, because that's why the pain is there. It's trying to tell you something. So I encourage you to listen and have a vibrant day. I'll talk to you later.